In this video, I am going to show you how to write an email marketing contract that you can share with your clients. And instead of showing you something theoretical or just talking about what you need in any good contract, I'm simply going to show you the contract that we use in our own agency. Okay, and what we're going to do is go over every single element of the contract we use so that you can use it to protect yourself and your agency too. Now, this video is going to help you if you run an email marketing agency or you simply provide email marketing services of any sorts, okay? Now, just a little disclaimer, this video is for entertainment purposes only, okay? It doesn't constitute legal advice, and you should always seek your own professional counsel for your own legal issues. It goes without saying, all right? So without further ado, let's jump into the video. We're going to break down this contract step by step together, okay? So why even have a contract in the first place? Well, a contract really serves two purposes, okay? The first purpose is that it protects you and your agency. And the second purpose is that it will clearly state the expectations that you and your client can have with each other. Now, your contract isn't simply just a load of legal terms or jargon. It is literally the place where you lay it all out on the table, bare for everyone to see when it comes to your scope of works and the action items you'll actually be carrying out for your clients, okay? So every single task, every single action item, every single piece of work that you will physically be doing for the client in return for their payment. So it has to be clear to see for both of the parties, all right? So this is super important because oftentimes what will happen is the client will actually they'll question what they signed up for. Despite paying you and giving you their physical hard-earned cash, they'll actually forget specifically what they're paying for. And the contract is basically just a great reference point that will allow you to provide crystal-like clarity on what tasks you are actually contractually obliged to perform for them, okay? So when they say, oh, Otto, can you just run a Facebook ad, or can you give us a marketing strategy for our SEO, whatever it might be, you can just say simply, no, it's not in our contract, it's not in our remit, it's not what we do. You get the picture, okay? So that's the second purpose that the contract serves. Now, when it comes to the contract itself, there's a few key things that you have to tick off early, right? The first thing that you must outline in your contract is what your expectations are of the client, okay? Not of yourself. What are your expectations of the client? To do so, you need to clearly map out every single thing that the client can expect from signing the contract, okay? So the goal outcome, everything you do with your agency, whether it's sending an email, booking a call, sending a proposal or contract, you always have to think, what is the goal outcome here? And if you don't know what the goal outcome is, there's too much ambiguity and you need to change your processes, okay? You need to figure it out yourself because it's not fair for the clients to have to do it for themselves, all right? So to do so, you need to clearly map out every single thing that the client can expect from signing the contract today, all right? It is your job as the agency owner to destroy this ambiguity. If you're not really sure of the next steps, or you just simply haven't thought about them, your client won't know them either, okay? And a lack of clarity will always stand in the way of you being able to actually close that client. So you have to make it easy for them, all right? So the first step is to have a clear layout. State the next steps in no uncertainty, write them in black and white, show the client very clearly where you're both gonna go from here, okay? Now, we set this scene with a simple contents page. Okay, it's not rocket science. It's the first page in our agreement, and we tick off each step depending on where we're at in the sales process. Okay, so at this stage, we would have done the discovery call. We've audited their Klaviyo account. We've shown them the audit presentation. We've run them through the changes we want to make. And then we're on to the proposal sign-off and payment. Okay, so that's practically where we are now. We're not going to tick that because we're not there yet. All right, so this clearly just shows them exactly what they can expect from this document and signing. All right, so once you've done that, the next, what we have on the kind of table is the real meat of the bone, okay? This is where we will summarize in baby-like simplicity our understanding of the brand and what we are basically doing as part of this contract, what we're going to help them achieve if they sign it today, okay? So very simply, the next step here, insert their brand name, write a summary of the brand, okay? Whether it's a clothing brand, Nike is a global manufacturer of running shoes that's operated over the last 75 years or whatever it is, Clearly state your understanding of the brand, okay? And from there, give a one-liner about the upside that the client can expect to get from signing this contract, okay? So currently they're at X and we're going to do Y, something like that, or you can just simply state where they're at now, okay? And you're going to talk about where they're going to be once you go through the issues here below, okay? And when we get onto issues, what we do and what we leverage with this part of the contract is basically reaffirming their need and their urgency, okay? So you've got the client to this point in the sales process because you've qualified them. You already understand that they have a need and that they have, a relative amount of urgency around getting that problem solved. But what we do in the contract is basically re-establish their need and reaffirm to them why we're even having this conversation in the first place, okay? And we do this by providing a detailed summary of the issues that the client is experiencing that we will help them solve if they sign the contract today. Okay, so for email marketing, this is broken down into their segmentation strategy, their existing flows that they've got in the account that we've audited for them, the campaigns that they are currently running, including the copy, the design, send times, types of the campaign's purpose, and their sign-up forms too, okay? And what we'll do is basically use the information that we've drawn out from the audit of their account, and we'll just tell them what they are doing, because 9 times out of 10, the decision maker, the brand founder, won't oftentimes really have a very solid grasp on what they are actually doing physically day to day. They will say to you quite happily, we're doing email marketing, we do all of that, we send email blasts, we're doing it, there's nothing more we can do. But the purpose of the audit is to actually break down exactly what they are doing and what they're not doing. And the contract is a perfect place to really set this in stone, to say to them, look, segmentation that you've been doing to date is largely conducted on geolocation and a VIP basis only, okay? They've only got location-based and VIP-based segments set up in their account, okay? So action has not been taken to categorize engaged and unengaged profiles, which is damaging your sender reputation, driving up unsubscribers and spam complaints, okay? There's no evidence of list cleaning or suppressing profiles that are unengaged, including a lack of a sunset flow. And then just a little bit here about, again, what we're doing and the power of the platform that we're helping them use and get the most out of, okay? Same when it comes to the flows. Go through the flows that they've got set up. I've got other videos on the channel about how to audit a Klaviyo account. And we've got all of our templates and presentation SOPs and files that we use in the agency and that we share with you guys in the EEA that you can use for yourself. So just go through this here, pause the video if you need to, and just take a look at some of the top level examples we've given where we've really taken the opportunity to reaffirm why we're here having this conversation and how we're going to help in the first place, okay? So once we've reaffirmed why we're about to work together, then it's time for the actual scope, okay? So scope of works, schedule of works, whatever it might be. The scope of works is basically a schedule of every action item you'll be carrying out for the client, okay? You can get as granular and as detailed as you like in this part of the contract, which is what we recommend. But one thing I do also recommend, you'll see here, this approximate, so this bit of grammar here represents the approximate figure. So instead of 4 emails, it's approximately 4 emails. Instead of 3 emails, it's approximately 3 emails. And one thing I recommend doing is putting these approximate ranges, okay? So when you're in the trenches of actually working with a brand, running email campaigns, optimizing flows, you want to make sure that you have a degree of flexibility when it comes to the total number of emails, so the volume that you're creating and sending for them. Strategy-wise, this is important, okay? You might 1 month strip your client's welcome series flow back to just 1 email or maybe 2 emails. But if you've written it in your contract that you'll provide 3 emails or 4 emails or 6 emails, whatever it might be, in that welcome series specifically, then the client will be in their right to question that. They'll be able to come back to you. You might be plain sailing, getting them results, but they might in month 3 consult the contract and say, oh, that's a bit weird. I've gone into the welcome series and you've put that you're putting 4 emails in there and actually I can only see 2. They're not going to remember that you ran 6 emails in that campaign 3 weeks ago, or that you did 7 during Black Friday and you added in SMS for free or whatever it might be. Clients do this, and this is the reason why a contract is so important. It just clearly maps out all of these expectations for everybody to see, okay? So the clients are signing up here to work with you based on an approximate figure. Okay, technically, if you put around 4 emails, you could do 1 or you could do 10 or whatever it might be. But in reality, what this is going to enable you is just a degree of flexibility when it comes to actually doing the day-to-day, carrying out the work in the trenches, so to speak, for your clients, okay? So keep it semi-open, but state the numbers clearly so that you can continue to reduce ambiguity, okay? Now, It's an interesting one. Looking at the scope section here, so we've broken it down by months. This is just an example. I think this is an example 6-month retainer contract. It really shows me and kind of reaffirms for myself why I love email marketing. And really what that comes down to is because the work that you deliver when you are an email marketer for your client is incredibly tangible. Okay, the amount of work that you're delivering is physical in nature. Although it's digital and we issue it digitally and we do it online, it's very easy for the clients to go through the scope and go, okay, post-purchase flow, don't have that, gonna get that. That's 4 emails. Okay, that's what I'm paying for this month. Win-back flow, don't have that. Design, copy, and 2 emails. Okay, just referring to this bit here. Design, copy, and 2 emails. Okay, I don't have that, and then I'm gonna pay this month, and then I'm gonna have this. Okay, it seems like a very simple and kind of stupid thing to say, obvious thing to say, but if you are providing acquisition services, if you are doing paid ads, Facebook ads, Meta ads, whatever it might be, it gets quite difficult to really display and demonstrate the amount of tangible value you're delivering for your client. Okay, so if they get to a point where they say, we're not going to spend any more money this month on ads, we're turning our ad spend off, then it's going to be very hard for you to come back to them and say, no, you still need to pay us as per our contract because we've got all of these other action items. Once they don't spend money on ads, you can't create the ad sets. You could create the visuals so that they have them, but they're not going to be able to use them. Okay. Email is totally different. Emails need to be written. They have to be designed in order for them to be sent, and clients will never stop sending emails. Okay. This is a brand's probably one of their, or what it is, it's a brand, any given brand, wherever they operate, whatever language, whatever products they sell, whatever niche, whatever vertical, email and SMS is one of the highest driving channels of revenue for any given brand. Okay, so that's why it's so important. So it makes the purchasing decision a lot easier for them, okay, versus if you were running ads. All right. So once you've clearly outlined the scope, like I say, write down the scope. Oftentimes we'll put a line here for goals. So, if the client ever says, which they will, what's the goal for month 2? We can revert back to the contract. Okay, month 2 goals, cross-sell and upsell recent purchasers. We're enticing back old customers, capturing existing customers who browse and then leave, and then we're increasing list signups. Okay, that's interesting, Otto. How are you doing that? Oh, in month 2, we're doing that by setting up the post-purchase flow, win-back flow, browse abandonment, creating a new form, whatever it might be. Okay, you get the picture. Clearly maps out all of your action items and what the client can expect if they sign and agree to work with you, which if you do this well and you use this format, they will do. All right. So the next step is to get to pricing. Now, at this stage in the sales process, you would have qualified the client. You'll know if they have the budget, the need, the urgency. You'll know if you're speaking to the decision maker, i.e. somebody who can say, yes, I can digitally shake your hand. I'm going to sign this contract and pay today. You're going to know all of that information you're going to have to hand right now. Okay. So when it comes to pricing, what you just need to do is simply state your pricing clearly and unapologetically. Okay, make it super bold, super clear, so the client can go through your scope, see what they're going to pay for, and take the next steps. All right. Now, what we sometimes do, and what I recommend doing if you're at the kind of early stage of your agency growth, is to give them one price. So if you're on a retainer basis, give them the price per 30 days. If you're taking a revenue share, state the revenue share, or if you're doing an upfront build, state the upfront build cost, but also give them a second price. Give them something where if they pay it, they will get some value, i.e. a discount, and then you will get value in return, okay, i.e. reduction in risk and simply cash collected sooner. All right. So if it's a retainer basis, pitch them on a 30-day contract, but also give them an option to pay for that 6 months or 12 months upfront with a significant discount. Okay, and that will work wonders for you and the the stability you'll have as an agency owner, and you'll be surprised at how many clients actually do that. All right, so once that's done, it's time for the client to sign. Okay, so sign the dotted line. Make sure in your contract you have a link to your terms and conditions, or copy and paste them into the contract itself. Now, one final piece of advice I can give when sharing a proposal or contract: make it super easy for the client to pay. Okay, so instead of getting their verbal confirmation only, create or send an invoice or payment link. Share it with the client either in this contract or in the email that you're attaching this contract to, that gives them the ability to pay straight away at the time of signing this contract. Okay, remember that it's your job to make things easy for the client, and you should be doing everything you can in order to reduce friction between asking them for payment and them actually giving you the cash that you need to deliver this service. All right, so very quickly, very simply, that is how to write an email marketing contract. Don't overthink it. Swipe anything you need to from this document here. If you got value from this video, please consider subscribing. It would mean the world to me. It also helps the channel grow. Drop a comment below if you've got any questions. And if you want access to all of our legal templates, all of our SOPs, back office systems, and our done for you build, then click the link below in the description box. That will enable you to book a call with either myself or a member of our sales team, and we can talk through your requirements there. All right. So until next time, guys, I will catch you in the next one. All right. Cheers.